I would like to present to you Renaissance woman, trailblazers, leaving behind a path for others to follow. Sequoya Willis is a wife, a mom, a author, and purpose coach. Here is her story. Miss Willis, you wrote a book, The Fight of My Life, Memoirs of a Child Abuse Victim. What gave you the courage to share your story with the world?
I found the courage to write The Fight of My Life because I was inspired by my aunt who raised me in foster care. And what she said was, we used to have these circle meetings. It was 11 of us, 12 of us that she was raising, all her biological nieces and nephews. And she used to teach us and impart wisdom to us. We used to have fun. We used to play games, have contests. But this one particular day, she said, I never want y'all to be afraid of your stories. Your stories are part of your purpose. And one day, one of you in here is going to write a book about your life or about this family. And so I immediately was inspired and was like, I want to do it. I'm going to be the one to write about my life, about this family. And she was like, whoever does it, you're going to help so many different people. All of you have a story, and all of you are going to help people because you're going to overcome in your story. And so that inspired me. I don't know if I would call it courage. I would call it inspiration, or an igniting of my passion to want to help people and to be able to do that by the trials and tribulations that I overcame, because I want to show people that it's possible. It's possible for you to overcome anything in your life, because if I can do it, you can too.
Did you receive any backlash from family or friends once your story was revealed?
My family and friends, I really didn't receive a lot of backlash. In the book, I changed a lot of different names. The characters are different. Some of the roles are different. And so really it's a fictional book based on a true story. So I didn't receive a lot of backlash. As a matter of fact, I received a lot of support. People from my mother's side, family members from my mother's side especially, because we lost contact through the years due to the domestic violence and child abuse in my household. And a lot of them were pushed away. They were kept away from being able to communicate with us. So they didn't know a lot of the stuff that was going on. And when I reached out to them, or we connected through Facebook, that's why I love Facebook, they all bought, a lot of them bought my books in bulk, like a lot of books. And so the support was tremendous. I learned a lot from them because of this book about my mom, my biological mother. Learned a lot from other family members regarding my biological father. And so it's been very therapeutic for me. And then I understand now why they did a lot of things, and it helped me to be forgiving. Even my aunt that raised me in foster care, she, number one, always said, forgive your parents because they're only doing what they know, or they don't know any better. And just make sure you don't do the same thing with your children. And so my friends, I have so many different friends from so many different eras of my life. Some of my friends that I grew up with when I entered the foster care system, they had no clue. They knew I was living with my grandmother and my aunt. They didn't always necessarily know why, because during that time, people lived with their grandparents and other family members. So when they read my book now, they are like so proud of me and said that they would have never known that that happened. And that's because my aunt, she raised me so well that it's not that I was hiding it, but I was able to have a certain kind of childhood, even though I struggled sometimes with certain things. And then there's another group of friends where when I was in foster care and came out of it and we went back to our parents for a certain amount of time, they were just so helpful because there was abuse there too. They were supportive of me. They were really good friends. And to this day, we are friends. Like, I can't ask for a better batch of friends in all areas. People I met afterwards, they're just proud of me. They cheer me on. They support me. And yeah, I mean, I've received a lot of support. There may have been a few people that had some backlash But yeah, I wouldn't even consider it backlash because nothing stops me anyway. And my truth is my truth. So I really didn't receive a lot of backlash. And if I did, I paid it no mind.
Your mission in life is to help others. Can you tell me what drives you to do that?
When it comes to my passion to help people, I have a passion to help people become better. And that comes from me just wanting people to understand that they can create the lives they've always envisioned. They don't have to settle for what their once upon a time was. So we all have a once upon a time. Like, we didn't choose our once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Sequoya, and she was born into a family, and she was abused as a child, right? But then the plot thickened. So as she got older and she entered into the foster care system, or she learned a little bit more as she became an adult, she was able to turn that once upon a time around and make different choices and create a whole different kind of life for herself, because that's what I did. I created an entirely different life for myself and for my family, and I'm very proud of that, which leads me to the next thing. My greatest accomplishment is my children. They're my children. It's my children, because I always said I didn't want my children to go through what I went through. And sure, I've overcompensated in some areas. I made mistakes myself, and so it's not that they didn't go through anything. They went through some things, and my mistakes came on them too. But the bottom line is that my aunt always said, if you don't want to do the same thing with your children, always tell them the truth. Be honest with them. My children know so much about me, more than any book could ever tell anyone, more than anybody else knows about me, because I tell them the truth. I don't want them to think that I didn't make mistakes and that they're not going to make mistakes. So yeah, it's my children. I love them. I'm so proud of them. They are so much better than me. They're so much more successful than I was at their ages. They took in everything that I said. They still call me for advice. I help them with their emotions. I help them when it came to school. I help them when it comes to business. They'll tell you that. And I mean, the stories are funny when it comes to business. And so maybe that's for a whole nother interview. But yeah, my greatest accomplishment is my children. I can't ask for anything else better than that.
Give me one word to describe you.
I would describe myself. There's so many ways and so many words that I could use to describe myself, but I think that the one thing I could say is that I am resilient. And there's so much that goes into that, right? Because in order to be resilient, you have to be a self-motivator. So I motivate myself constantly. I have to talk to myself and tell myself that I am enough. I am worthy. I can do this. I've done more than this. I've overcome worse than this. I tell myself, get up, you got things to do, and you don't have to do it the way other people have done it. My aunt who raised me in foster care, who's my mom, she sets me straight, okay? If I'm lacking faith in anything, she reminds me why I have to keep going, and she gives it to me straight. And she's, I mean, I can't even say anything else about that. She puts me in my place. And God keeps me resilient, because sometimes we feel like we're alone. And when I say alone, I don't mean like around people, lonely, there's nobody around. I mean like alone in thinking, alone in vision. Sometimes people don't get your vision. Sometimes people don't understand your thinking. But the one who gave you the vision, the one who gave you the dream, see, God gave me my vision and my dream. And so even when I don't get myself, he reminds me that he gets me and why he put me here. And I'm here to motivate people. Hence the shirt, to motivate people. This is from my line, by the way. I stay motivated, which contributes to my resilience. And I'm determined, which contributes to my resilience. And when things go wrong, I focus on the vision. I focus on where I'm supposed to go, which contributes to my resilience. So me being focused, motivated, inspired, my support system. People who go through certain things, and I could be at feeling my worst, and they contact me, and I step into my purpose, which is to help people create the lives that they've always envisioned, to overcome their hurts and their hurt and pain, their past traumas. When I step into that, no matter what I'm going through, that lets me know. You all remind me I have to keep going. I have to be resilient because I'm here for a reason. And so my resilience is the best word that can describe me. I can't think of really anything else.
What would you say to a person who has been a victim of child abuse and struggles with coming to terms with what they have been through? They want to be healed, but don't have the tools to start the process.
If you're a person that has gone through child abuse or you are currently going through it, reach out for help. If you are a person right now who is struggling with some things that you have gone through in your past, what has helped me move forward, because I've gone on interviews where people have interviewed me and say, I can't believe that you've gone through this stuff. I read your book and you don't have a dark cloud over your head. How is that? What is it? Well, one, I was taught by my aunt that I can't focus. I can't focus on the past. I can't. And that's something that everybody uses, but they really don't tell you how to not focus, right? So when I was younger, in the abuse, I used to imagine myself as a Cosby kid, imagine myself living in a house with a white picket fence, imagine myself doing things that I always thought or wanted to do. And I was doing that as I was being abused. And I didn't realize how powerful that was. To be doing that while you're being abused is what saved my life. Because guess what? As I came out of that and as I grew older, that is what I remained focused on. Those things, those visions. My children have a great life. They had a great life. They're creating their own lives now. But I stayed focused on those visions that I had even as I was going through it. So in other words, don't keep staring at it. What you focus on, you get more of. So you can't get rid of those feelings of feeling bad, hurt, pain, betrayed, disappointed, abused. You cannot get rid of those feelings if you are still focused on what created those feelings. If you keep looking back there, I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know it could be challenging to not remember. You have triggers. We all do. I know. But as soon as you have those triggers, say, I don't want to be there anymore, because some things happened to you in 1972, 1965, 1989, 1999, and you are in 2021 right now. Baby girl, baby boy, young man, king, queen. But you're still in 1972, 1965, 1999, even though you're physically in 2021. And so I just made up in my mind that I'm not going to be stuck, because those things that happened to me is not me. They're not you. And those people that did and caused shame in your life, you don't take on that shame. That is their shame to carry. And once you release it to them because they did it to you, it will free you up. And share your story. Overcome. Do different things now so you can show there's somebody who needs you. There's someone who needs you to overcome and to get away from those times and come into this time and bring and snatch your dream into your reality right now. What you want, you need to move forward, focus on it, and it's going to glide you towards it, and then you can snatch it until it becomes your reality, because right now your reality is that pain and that abuse. If you are suffering from depression, from anything that was caused because of that trauma, get help. It's okay to get help. I had it. I was in counseling. I had my aunt. She taught me so many things. I read a lot of self-help books. I went to school. And I applied a lot of things to my own life. Get help. It is okay to get help. Because if you have a pain in your leg, you're going to go to the doctor so you can walk again. So now you have a pain in your heart and you have a pain in your mind. Go to the doctor. Go to your counselor. Go to your pastor so that you can get up and walk again. Right now, you can't even walk. You can't walk into your future. You can't. So go ahead. Get help. And focus on what you want, not what you don't want, because it's keeping you shackled. You still giving those people power. You still allowing them to hold you back, keep you in that prison. Don't focus on that. You take your power back by saying, I'm not thinking about that now. I'm going for it, and get help if you need it. I give you permission. Let's breathe. We had to take a breath for that one.
Can you say something that would encourage a woman, man, girl, or boy to pursue their dreams despite of the adversities they may encounter along their life journey?
To any woman, man, boy, girl, or anyone out there that is nervous about pursuing their dreams, that has naysayers that say different things about you pursuing your dreams, saying you can't do it. Let me tell you something. I am the impossible. I was told that I had a fresh mouth, and that my mouth was going to be used for bad, and it was only going to get me into trouble. But then my aunt said, don't listen to that. Your mouth is going to be used for good, and look what I'm doing now. I speak to so many different people. I lift them up. I coach them. I teach them. I'm lifting people up. So I want to be that other voice to you. You are supposed to pursue that dream of yours, because that is your God-given dream, vision. You have gifts and talents that are aligned with that dream and vision. Use your gifts and talents. Do the impossible. Become the impossible. And if you're doubting yourself, prove you and them wrong. Do it. Just step out there and do it. Align yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. Watch certain things on YouTube that motivate you. Read different books. Reach out to me if you need to. newlifecoaching@gmail.com, and that's life with a Y. But reach for your dream. Focus on your dreams. Remember, I said what you focus on is what you go towards, is what you bring to you. Do the impossible, and you don't have to do it any other way but your way. The way is given to you. That is how you're going to be successful. That's how you're going to be happy. That's how you're going to find love. Because that's what I told you. I said that when I'm at my worst, even when I don't feel like helping myself, and someone reaches out to me, when I step out into helping them, I become better. Oh my goodness, the energy starts to empower me. I become motivated. You're going to be motivated in your passion, motivated in your gifts, motivated in your talent. And when your dreams come true, you're going to be so motivated, because it's going to motivate so many people. And you're going to be motivated to give them more, to help them more. Somebody needs you to step into your dreams, to pursue your dreams. If you don't, you are hindering someone else. If I did not, I would be hindering you or anyone who's watching this that needs this. Don't hinder yourself from your happiness and success, and don't hinder someone who's waiting on you. Pursue those dreams.
Miss Sequoya Willis, you are a Renaissance woman. Keep your eyes on the prize, and there will be no stopping your grind. Adversities, they are just stepping stones, propelling you to higher heights. Like Muhammad Ali, you have the power to knock down doors. If you can dream it, you can create it. Breathe life into it. You will make it a reality. A painter with a paintbrush. The canvas is yours. Keep doing what you're doing, young lady, because success looks good on you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.